What if you have to travel for work a lot and you want to be on the carnivore diet? We'll find out in today's video. Welcome back to my channel. I am Sylvia and I'm a carnivore diet coach. At the moment, I'm in Columbus, Ohio. My job sent me here for training. There is a gargantuous training center here, and I spend there pretty much the whole day, including my lunches. And probably this is the biggest challenge because there is different versions of cafeteria food there on the training side, but none of it is cooked to my liking and not a lot of choice. If you want tacos, pita, bread, salads, it is a massive selection. But if you want good quality meats, not much to write home about. But I have some workarounds. When it came to flying, wasn't a big deal because the flight was only 2 hours and we got here actually in an hour and a half. When I checked into the hotel, I'm so lucky. There is a Texas Roadhouse steakhouse here, and the steaks are delicious. Half price of New York. First night I ordered a porterhouse, 23 ounces, and I ate all of it. It is a little bit challenging in the training center, so I brought an ample amount of beef sticks and beef jerkies. Now they have some spices in it and lots of salt, but I'm at the stage with my gut healing that spices don't bother me anymore. Now, what I would say, I would not recommend traveling when you are at the beginning of your carnivore diet journey, especially if you are doing carnivore diet to fix your gut issues, leaky gut, autoimmunity, and everything that is associated with it, because you should be really eating meat, fat, salt, and water for at least few weeks to a couple months, and then you may be able to introduce some other foods. But for me, it's a couple years now, and I was able to introduce a lot of foods. However, if you are using the carnivore diet to reverse diabetes type 2, lose tons of weight, then if you are adapted to carnivore diet or even just a few weeks into it, but the majority of the unpleasant symptoms are gone, then you are probably okay traveling and being on the carnivore diet. And if it's to reverse diabetes type 2 or lose weight, you can probably fast and then just wait for the dinner and go to the steakhouse and order a steak, and you'll probably be okay. So lunches, I had the burger patty and followed up with one of these, but the dinners are really great. Today I'm going back to the Texas Roadhouse again, and I'm going to get some more steak. When it comes to coffee, typically I make my own coffee substitutes, and many of you watch my video about coffee substitutes. So I make my own concoction that resembles coffee. Sometimes it's just like diluted coffee, like I'll make it from half a teaspoon in 6 ounces of water. So here what I've done is I brought collagen powder. I was contemplating bringing my own eggs and get that egg yolk somehow into that diluted coffee, but I decided against it, thank God. But what I do, I will get some regular coffee with hot water and add my collagen powder, and that's how I'm getting through the mornings. And usually I have one of these, and there's usually hard-boiled eggs there, so I'll eat those with salt. So I'm back home, as you see from my surroundings. It was 4 days of eating carnivore diet out. I've never done that before. I've never went on 4 days eating meats prepared by someone else. My last day was in the steakhouse as well. We went to Eddie Merlot. It was a beautiful steakhouse. I ordered a New York strip or strip loin, and it was delicious. It had some wild mushrooms on it. And I'm at this stage where a little bit of onions, spices, mushrooms, things like that don't bother me. So my conclusions are, it wasn't as bad as I thought it would have been, that I would have to really put a lot of time into organizing what I'll be eating, that I might have to fast, and I'm really not in the space for fasting right now. Maybe I make a video about that as to why that is. I didn't really want to skip meals because of the intensity of the training, but all in all, it all worked out. It was 4 days of eating steak outside, and some of my colleagues also went along, and the next day at work they were asking me if I'm eating steak 3 times a day. That became an office joke. It's kind of like I eat steak twice a day, or meat in general, usually twice a day, sometimes 3 times a day. So a very interesting comment I want to share with you is that the colleagues that were eating so much meat with me said that just in 4 days, they started feeling a lot more satiated, and they didn't have cravings or the need for snacking, which is why I think carnivore diet is so effective when it comes to weight loss. And that brings me to my next point, that if you have to travel and you're using carnivore diet to address weight, diabetes, all other aspects of metabolic syndrome, things like high blood pressure, if you are in the beginning of your carnivore journey and you have to travel, it's not a big deal. But if you're using carnivore diet to reverse autoimmunity, it will be a lot more challenging, because if you have to eat out, it's virtually impossible to avoid some spices, maybe a little bit of the olive oil on which they grill the steak. And if your gut is really leaky, your gut permeability is really high, then you might have a reaction. And if you are early in your carnivore diet, then you might wipe out all the gains that you just got just going on a carnivore diet for the last 10, 15 days. So probably if you're going to do carnivore diet to reverse autoimmunity, plan it so that you don't have to travel. You should be totally in control of what goes into your food. If you're on the maintenance carnivore diet, no big deal. Especially in Ohio, plenty of meat is being served. It will not be challenging at all. All right, so this will do it for this week's video. If you haven't yet subscribed, hit that notification bell, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.